As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex positive and mostly having fun.
Vampires that stalk in the night, werewolves that howl to the moon, dragons that loom over the skies. These monsters and more have plagued mortals for millennia, clouding our minds with one singular thought.
Can we fuck 'em?
Fiction or reality, which one should we be? Don't think that I'm that naive to see the fiction or reality of things you've done to me. Now all this stupid shit is on repeat.
Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another warm, welcoming, and festive episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, a show where we talk about monsters, talk about lore, talk about their media representation on a scale, and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, whether or not you curled up by the fire, roasting chestnuts. I don't know what else people do during the holidays.
Eat Chinese
Whether or not
food.
you. Really? Is that your holiday tradition there?
Yeah, because there is no God.
Whether or not you should be having sex with those monsters. I'm your colorful creature consulting cleric, and with me, as always, is the festive, the Yule-tiding technical analyst, Joe. I couldn't think of a third thing.
Hello. I don't know if anyone was gonna tell you specifically that
Mhm.
this was a festive episode. We specifically planned this to be Christmas.
Well, because we're avoiding the thing,
For
I decided to throw...
give our debtors.
This was something. I decided to throw... I keep saying Halloween. Fuck me. I decided to throw us a little, like a holiday party. Christmas.
Okay. I'm looking around. Looks like an apartment.
I did break into somebody else's apartment to throw this party. and
Oh,
invite you.
okay.
And I did buy all of this from Dollar Tree. So I didn't really know how to hang it up, but I do have somebody here to talk about something.
This is like bringing someone to a date and they have like a mattress on the floor. Like, this is what this guest situation is like for this podcast.
Yeah.
Look
but
what you've done.
The gift I'm bringing you is a guest. Let me just open the closet door and just pull them out. So you don't have to think of a topic. I brought a guest.
It's our favorite DL friend.
Oh my god.
Eli.
Oh my gosh. Hi, hello. It is I, the most DL out of anyone who's ever been DL, ReliableElliot.
Sorry that we broke into your apartment to throw a holiday party.
You know, it's not the first time it's happened. There's really nothing else to be said.
All right. Well, this is my gift to Joe. So, Eli, if you could just think of a topic randomly that we can talk about instead of doing it in an episode, so we don't have to think about the thing.
Understandable. Yeah, I think the thing that's really on my mind that I really want to get into actually really fits with the holiday season, especially how my family celebrated it. Christmas is a lot of the time associated with like Christmas trees, Christmas movies, all of that stuff. For some strange reason, my family's tradition around Christmas was musicals. So a lot of the musicals that we watched around Christmas time. So Sound of Music, freaking My Fair Lady, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about musical monsters, if that's okay with y'all.
Well,
I
we're
love
in
that.
your home, so.
Yeah. If I have any control in this situation where you've broken into my home.
And Cleric and I have actually been to your real apartment.
Yes.
Which Cleric has decided to bastardize with Dollar Tree Christmas decorations. So thank you
It's
for
festive. It's festive.
thank you for your patience.
Is it?
And your virtue.
I mean, it's a mix of holidays. There's like a Halloween like pumpkin. I really had to scramble. All right, this is very last minute. I feel like you're not appreciating the gifts right now that I'm giving.
Well, the pumpkin's kind of rotting in the corner, so I'm not really sure.
It's been like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it from my own apartment, from my own little. I brought it outside. You know, I didn't even get it from the apartment. I lied. It's outside. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm really down to talk about musicals. I'm actually a big musical fan. I'll be honest.
Me too.
Are. I think we even talked about it from last week's episode. If you listen to those, Nerdy Praise Wants to Die has been a big one for me. I was, and this is an unfortunate thing to say, that it's going to be recorded. I did enjoy Hamilton for a time.
Oh, time to go.
Nope. I also In the Heights was also a big one. Plus a lot of the other. Always grew up on a musical kid, so I'm always down to love a good musical. And I think musicals lend themselves to monster. Like seeing a monster just start bursting out into song is kind of just an amazing view. Joe, what is your view on musicals?
Love musicals. I think, unfortunately, like I feel like my Hamilton was like Rent for a good amount of time.
Not Rent.
Rent is so bad. But obviously there are a lot of like touchstones that attempted to hit on. Spring Awakening is something that I was really, really into. Like fucking the who's King George or whatever in Hamilton? What's his name?
No, I think it's like Groth or something. Jonathan Groth?
Jonathan blah, 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 blah. And then Leo Michelle were in Spring Awakening. That was also crazy. That was my Rent, I guess.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Your Hamilton was Rent and your Rent was
Spring Awakening. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. I want to make sure we have the analogy all laid out in front of us.
Yeah. And I have brought to you an actual, like, maybe better taste of musical. I guess you can only get so much, quote unquote, have better taste when it comes to like Broadway musicals in particular. But like this one has been, my pick has also been around off Broadway for a long time. So I think it'll be a fun mix of things.
Yeah. And I think it's also, like I said before, I think it's super interesting when you have like a monster just randomly start belting out, because musicals lend themselves to just fun introspections. Like the typical Broadway monologue where they do the aside, but then you do it to a funky beat. Damn.
Some lyrics
sign me
will
up.
just fly right by for sure. Like, I don't know. But like I'll put an example in my thing, but if you're not paying attention to like really every word, you're missing something integral to what's going on.
So my question to you is, what
was your Hamilton?
What was your Hamilton? Yeah.
What was my Hamilton? So I feel like growing up there, I didn't have anything that I was super duper like attached to. That happened probably right after college. I dated this guy, went on like 2 dates with this guy, and did thing where you tried to like the things that he likes.
Yeah.
And
Cleric is well versed.
Don't do this.
He was super into musicals, and he was like, oh, listen to this song from this one musical. And I listened to it and I was like, okay, that's cool. But I was like listening to it in my car while I was driving, and Spotify did the thing where it pulled up something similar right afterwards.
Yeah.
And the opener to Heathers, the musical, came on.
Oh yes.
That's a banger.
You know what? That's my Rent.
Over.
It was over. It was fucking over.
I was obsessed.
Can be beautiful.
Bernard, Barry, Wilson.
None of those
You're
are
trying
right.
so hard.
None of those are right. I can pull it up literally right now.
Her name, it's like Barrett or something.
It's not Brett.
Barrett?
I said Barrett, not Brett.
Barrett. No, it is. I think it is Barrett. But
Wilbur Johnson.
I'm pretty sure it's Wait, no. Now
it is Barrett. No, it is Barrett. It is Barrett Wilbert Weed.
I was close. That's basically what I said. Barrett Wilbur Johnson.
Oh, she's also in Heathers music.
She's also in Mean Girls. Yeah,
Mean Girls. Yeah.
She was the first Janice.
That's kind of cool.
I super have a thing for like musicals set in like high schools, college.
Totally.
Just because it's just so funny to me. Just like watching the students interact and everything. I'm like, this is actually crazy. If this were actually my high school, I feel like the police would have gotten involved at some point. Like, this is
I
kind of
know.
insane.
Absolutely.
The divorce from reality is kind of also very interesting. Its own, like, its little own microcosm. But speaking of microcosms, it's time for us to dive deep into this well of musical monsters and pick which one of ours, because we all had to pick, we all mentioned it already, which one of ours is the best musical monster to serenade you while you're having deep, long, intricate sex. I don't know what intricate means to you. Because I mean, intricate can mean anything to anyone at that point. Anyways, I'm gonna open up the first present here. My present that I bring to everyone, because we're doing a white elephant, I guess now. Don't worry, Eli. I got your gift. Don't worry, it's by your feet.
It's not a white elephant if you're open. Okay.
I don't know what a white elephant is. Okay, everybody. I'm trying to be festive. I'm trying to be white.
Trying to get into a white Christmas.
I'm trying to be it's a white Christmas right now.
A DL white Christmas.
I'm starting. I picked a musical monster, a little bit that's in the season. Everyone else can pick whatever they want. I wanted to keep it like a little bit on theme here for the Christmas party. And I've decided to ask, what's this? What's this magic in the air? I've decided to pick Jack Skellington.
Let's go, Hot Topic.
Let's go.
People of the MFA Theatre, your show is about to begin.
In a dark hollow filled with goblins and ghouls, there exists a land filled with horrors and frights, where all the residents crave fear and scares, which brings them endless joy. The one who rules over this terrifying place is a ghastly being, tall and agile, capable of endless dread, the Pumpkin King. But beyond his nightmarish facade lies endless curiosity, boundless joy, and a naive-like wonder that asks, what's this?
So some of you may be thinking, that's not a Broadway musical. And my answer to that is shut up, it's a musical.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The broaden your scope, widen your mind, and your butthole. Train it.
Hello?
To gape your... Okay.
Listen, for word of advice, just in general, make sure to prep before you put anything in your butthole.
Make
Don't
sure
just
to
raw
take
dog
prep.
that shit. Yeah, make sure to prep.
Okay. What are you... So
yeah, Eli, what's everyone's thoughts? What's your DL thoughts?
My DL thoughts on Jack Skellington. Fun fact, I have never seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Really?
I've only I've seen clips. My friends have shown me different songs from it. I think there was one song that was on Just Dance at one point in time that I did.
Oh.
That's so
What
funny.
fucking song in there are you fucking just dancing to? What are you gonna bust the
I
move
have
to
no
like
idea.
to kidnap the Santa Claus? That's kind of wild.
Possibly, yeah. No, but it's I have a lot of like peripheral knowledge of it, and honestly, you could have picked a lot worse things than Jack Skellington. Honestly,
Mhm.
you kind of ate that a little bit.
In this musical particularly, there's a couple other options. Sally was considered for a bit.
Mhm.
Because she's hot, and I don't think there's any other named characters I cared enough about to name. You also, you know what I thought about? Santa Claus is technically a monster. We could definitely have picked Santa Claus at a certain point.
What?
How?
I think he's a monster.
Okay.
He's an immortal being that transcends myth.
I'm going to allow you to have this one.
All right, we'll put it on Twitter when the time comes. We'll send a poll.
Was
We'll put a
Jack
poll on Twitter.
Skellington essentially your... Okay, we'll do a poll on Twitter. Is Santa Claus a fucking monster? Sounds good.
Yeah.
So did you have like a little...
Yeah, okay. I can actually, yeah.
Hilariously, I was not a Nightmare Before Christmas, like little goth emo. So I'm wondering if you were.
I was not. I genuinely don't enjoy this movie.
What the fuck? Okay, cool.
This is
Cool,
a
cool,
wild
cool.
pick. Okay.
So here's the thing. I've never been much of a Christmas movie person or a Halloween person.
Yeah, same.
It's one of those things where a lot of Christmas movies, I think, the only two Christmas movies my mom enjoyed when we were growing up was The Polar Express, which we had to watch every single year.
That
without
movie's so
fail.
scary.
It's a nightmare thing to watch with like the early CGI. The other thing was, I think, A Christmas Carol. But so really, my parents only let us watch those two mainly. The other thing is that my parents never celebrated Halloween before I was like in college. I was not allowed to celebrate Halloween. So then The Nightmare Before Christmas had two elements I could not be into as a child. The thing is, when I did watch it as an adult, I greatly enjoy the aesthetic. Stop motion, I think, is an amazing medium to watch, and I do enjoy the idea of the story of like going into another realm, like trying to like turning it into like Halloween, not Halloween, turning Christmas, so it's like a horror based thing. I like some of the aesthetics of it, and I did like Jack as a character, and I liked some of the songs, like Kidnapped Santa Claus, the original What's This, the In This Town, whatever the one that's called. I forget the name song. And then there is In This Town. There is the Oogie Boogie song, which I do it does hit weird.
It does. That song does hit.
I do it. So I think it's just such an interesting mix of this scary Halloween kind of vibes, plus like trying to celebrate the holidays. Like I said, I think Jack is interesting. Jack is this naive kind of like, not only naive, but like disillusioned person. He's had this job for years. He's kind of just like, this job sucks. I don't find the joy in what I do anymore. Like there is no joy in being the Pumpkin King because I can just scare people. This sucks. Like why can't I do anything new? People just scare and run away from me. And then he goes randomly into this other town. He's like, kids can like you? People can like you?
Yeah.
Like, look at this new opportunity. Like all I thought was my world was this, and now there's something new in front of me. Of course I'm going to give it a try. And of course he goes about it the wrong way. Be like, hey, can you get Santa Claus here? I want to ask for his approval for me to take over his holiday. And Santa's like, no. And he's like, I'm going to assume it's a yes. Someone get him a yes, get a yes out of him. And then creates the most horrific display. The Santa Claus puts him in a box, bury it in the ground for 90 years, then see if he talks.
It was 90 years?
Well, no, that's the song. In the Kidnap the Santa Claus song. The kids.
That was still the plan, is the thing.
Yeah. So they kidnap Santa Claus. They list a whole bunch of things to get him to describe what Christmas is. And then they're like, we're just going to give him to Oogie Boogie. Tee-hee. And, so yeah, I think it's he crafts one of the most horrific Christmas Halloween hybrids I've ever fucking seen. Like genuinely nightmarish. If I saw that coming down my chimney, yeah, I'd be scared. And then he realizes he fucks up. They rescue Santa. Santa's like, stay in your lane, kid, and then leaves. And then Jack's like, hey, everybody, I found new inspiration. We're just going to do Christmas, but horrific. Let's get it ready for next year. And everyone's like, wow, okay, cool. That's basically the plot.
And then don't they have to save Santa Claus from Oogie Woogie? Because
Boogie's like, I'm going to eat you now. I'm going to gamble with you. I'm going to gamble with your life because I'm a gambling booker man. No, I don't play fair.
Are you sure you don't like this movie?
Yeah.
Okay,
I haven't watched it in a while.
Okay, great. Good to know.
And he's in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Holy shit.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts.
All right.
I love you talking so much about things that you don't like or don't
I guess that is the show.
Great.
That is really the show. We just kind of...
But I will say it's not... let me rephrase it. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I don't have any attachment to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those where I can see it and I like it in the sense of like, this is a cool city. I wasn't one of those Hot Topic girlies that got like a Jack Skellington shirt, So
I was this close to being.
You could be it. I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see you rocking like a Sally shirt or being like big in their whole personality. Anyways, what do y'all think after that description? What are you thinking?
Bone. Just skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
He is, but he's like
Bone Town.
9 feet tall.
Okay.
Damn.
He's
a nice
expressive.
voice.
He gonna get me.
Eli folding real quick.
You said 9 feet. That's all it takes.
9 feet.
That's all it
Agile
takes.
fingers that can bend and go everywhere they need to go.
I don't know.
A willingness to learn. A willingness to follow.
That curiosity will make him go far.
Yeah, the thing with Halloween Town is that everyone is like scaring each other.
Mm.
And like the whole thing is to like pull pranks on each other, like literally the trick or treat thing. You'll never know what you get. Everyone's on their like toes and like it's fun to have like a spontaneous partner for sure. But I'm not trying to be surprised or like feel like I'm about to have a heart attack at any point.
I mean, true. I have a scenario about this that doesn't paint Jack in a great picture in my brain. This scenario.
Okay.
But
I love this opener.
Well, no. So I like to come up with little ideas if we met Jack in person, what he would be like. And it's terrible to say that. Not that it's terrible to say this. Let me phrase that. It's not the most appealing to some, But I feel like Jack would be you'd meet Jack, and they'd be like, "This is my first time. I've never actually gone on I've never gone on a date with a person like I've never gone
A person before,
or like I've never gone on a date like this before. Like I've never he's like your first gay experience. Like this is his first gay experience if you like do it with him. He's like, hey, I've never done it with another guy before, so you got to show me all the road. What's this? I can. You want me to face down, ass up? I mean, yeah, I can give it a shot.
You play this too well. I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ.
He's your first gay boyfriend, or like other way around, or it's like you're his first gay boyfriend and you got to walk him through everything, every single scenario. But then he either goes too far with it, or it's like
he kidnaps Santa.
He kidnaps Santa, or he just doesn't understand because he also doesn't listen. He's very oblivious to people's emotions. Because Sally crushing on him the entire movie. Sally's like, I want you. He's like, as a friend. Let's get ready for Christmas,
this
baby.
This guy's autistic for sure.
He's like, Sally, that's crazy. Did you get my Christmas outfit ready? I can put on anything for you, Jack. Great, my Christmas outfit. Get it done with. Let's go, bestie.
Okay, so he might just be stupid for sure. Okay,
a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I feel like if you're really explicit with him, you'll probably get somewhere.
Yeah,
hopefully.
You
maybe.
really have to.
I'm not sure.
Well, he completely pushed past Sally to get his own ideas because Sally's like, hey, maybe don't take over Christmas. This doesn't seem like a good idea. And even Santa's like, hey, this isn't going to be a good idea. And he was just like, hey, Santa, you've had it for so long. Let me take over. Come on. Like, you've done it for...
tired.
Yeah, you've done it for like 60, 70, 200 years. Why don't I just do it for a little bit? Let me do it for a night. Santa's like, no, it's literally Christmas Eve. You're the horror guy.
It was Christmas Eve.
He's like, grow up, huh? I can do horror. Horror can be Christmas. How about you expand your mind? Expand your growth. And then it's like, all right, get him out of here. Because I'm taking over. Retire.
Get him out of here, boys.
Get him out of here. Yeah, no, exactly. Get him out of here, boys.
Get the bag.
Throw him down the well.
The bag. Yeah, literally, exactly.
So I think he's interesting enough. He'd be this super naive boyfriend who wants to learn and do everything, who you have to really teach the ropes to. But also, once he learns it, he's going to go far. He'll do anything.
It'll be his personality for that year.
He's the type of boyfriend who will be like, hey, I'm going to take you out on a date. And you're like, oh, just so you know, I don't like roller coasters. It's like, hey, actually, we're going to an amusement park. You're like, okay, cool. I don't like roller coasters. I was like, no, come on. We're going on this roller coaster. But I actually want to talk about this roller coaster in particular. And you're already walking up and say, hey, babe, I want you to know, I don't like roller coasters. I'm not going to enjoy this. You get on the roller coaster. Obviously, you don't have a fun time. And he's like, so did you enjoy it? It's like, no. It's like, why not? I thought I brought you to an amusement park. It's like, dog, I told you I didn't like roller coasters. He's like, why didn't you say anything? And you're like, oh my God, come on. But then he'll win you a prize.
Yeah. This definitely has not tugged at any heartstrings in particular. This is a skeleton man. This is like the skinniest person that you've ever seen. And just bones jutting.
I would say he's a golden retriever. He's like a golden retriever.
Like a goth golden retriever.
Yeah, which I think is somebody's cup of tea. Somebody's cup of yum, And I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but it is a yum for some people. Yeah, I know you will. So how about we get into the Papa's Go? We've been talking for a little bit, and I've devised, and we can keep talking there. Possibility. Is it possible to fuck the king of the Pumpkin King? And I'm going to argue yes.
Is it even possible to access him? Because you have to fall down a specific tree in a specific forest where there's also the Valentines and the Easter land and then Christmas land.
So my argument is that one, I have proof that you can find their places. That being the famous game Kingdom Hearts. Sora and his friends get sent to fucking Nightmare Land.
There are planets that they travel between by means of portals or something. So you're saying that in this world we are the Keymaster?
Maybe you are, or maybe you're just a resident of Halloween Town. Maybe you scare people. I know Joe does that regularly.
Yeah. I'm the sword, Eli is the staff, and you're the shield.
Yeah. What the fuck does that mean?
It's Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Oh, I've never played. Anyways, so yeah, we're in Kingdom Hearts.
You fucking bitch.
I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you.
When you walk away, you won't hear me say, please, oh baby, oh. So yeah, I think if we're going by Jack himself, Jack and Sally do end up getting together near the end of the movie. So we do know he does love, and they probably do fuck. So
Probably.
She's a zombie.
and he's a skeleton. It's possible. Life finds a way. If Jack can disconnect his body at will, what's to say he can't disconnect one of his femur bones, put it near his pelvis, and then put a condom on there? Huh?
What? Never mind. I'm not going to ask that question. I'm going to put it away.
I don't think. Okay.
He's a bone man. Why can't you give him a boner? Huh?
That was really good.
Thank you. I majored in wordplay in college.
Should have dropped out.
Okay, possibility.
I think this is pretty possible. I would give this a 6.
Kingdom Hearts and a specific tree in a specific forest. I think it's like a 4.
Okay. All right. If that's what you want to, I'm not going to argue with her. 4.
I'm so sorry, Cleric. I'm going to say 3. Specifically because you said before he's a very curious lad. Obviously, he stays roaming around places. He went and visited the Christmas place once. So not only do I have to find this specific tree in this specific forest and go through the door that I think that he is supposed to be behind, the Halloween door, but he might not even be there. He might be fucking off in fucking Cupid land, for all I know, for the next 6 months. He's not a very stable location.
His aesthetics control his life.
And what's wrong with aesthetics control your life? Sometimes you just want to have an aesthetic life, aesthetically pleasing life.
How about like an emotionally vulnerable relationship with a partner with which, you know.
Stop bringing up mythical things, Joe.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
That doesn't exist. Happiness is just something you made up.
Yes. So you're so true. You're so right. My apologies, Mr. Cleric 34.
Happiness doesn't exist. It's a concept made by corporations to sell you to go to Walmart. Attractiveness. How attractive is Jack Skellington?
I mean, there's a lot to be attracted to, right? There's a nostalgic factor here.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think he is naive. He's cute. He has like this very, like I said, 9 foot tall, agile, dexterous. You know, that means fingers be waggling.
Fingers that pop off, that can detach inside of you.
Yeah. If he's got good control over it, and then that shit's just wiggling freely in your. I want to stop talking.
Thank you so much.
I want to stop.
Okay.
Kez, just censor, start just like droning me out, and then just like just cut that whole thing,
and then just kill me,
please.
But no, so I think he's tall, agile, he's funny, he is naive, he's golden retriever. There are some quirks in his personality of being hyper-focused and things of that sort, and being oblivious, and that can weigh him down. But I do think he's attractive enough to warrant, I think, a 7.
I'm going to agree with 7. I think the only like drawback really is there are no like, I mean, I'm fucking a skeleton. Like, there's no flesh, there's no physical features besides like being tall and having bones
or like
no
flesh.
Yeah. Outside of that, though, yeah, tall. Dear God, tall. Let me just. Very tall. I love the personality type of just like being very curious and eager to learn and all of that stuff. It's a good vibe. He also dresses nice.
Yeah, he's got
always dressing up.
Pinstripe suit.
Always dressing up. That's for sure.
He got the drip.
That's for damn sure.
I mean, him and Sally do kiss at the end of the movie. So
with what lips?
Such a great question.
Maybe you should just stop assuming what he doesn't have.
How did they learn about kissing?
She was alive before, and he was probably alive another time. And you know what? They probably know how to fuck too.
That there's a whole afterlife aspect to Halloween Town that we're really neglecting here. But that's not what this is about.
Also, we never see the inside of his pants. Maybe he has a penis, a ghost penis.
He's a skeleton.
That could just be half his body. Maybe something he's got, like I said, a ghost penis. Doesn't have to be physically there.
From what we've seen of Sans Undertale, anything is possible. I'm giving this like a 6.
Fair. Audacity. How audacious is it to be with Jack Skellington?
It doesn't feel audacious, but I think it might be a little more than...
Yeah, I could see it because he is the Pumpkin King. He is kind of oblivious. He is like... He is open to romance once he knows it, but I think at other times he just isn't there. I'd give this a 5. Oh, no, I'd give this a 6. I think I'd give this a 6 where it's not...
I agree with that.
Completely possible, but it is... I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's the worst that we've seen.
Jack gives me the vibes of someone who doesn't know what sex is. So I would probably give it a 5.
You have to teach him. You have to teach him the basics.
You'd have to get over the barrier of like, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But after you get past that, I feel like you're fine.
Because you'll be like, hey, I want you, like, how do you think about us having sex? And he's like, did you forget to say the T? I could text you. We have a phone. It's like, no. Sex. He's like, I don't think we're part of a coven, so I don't know what sect or coven we'd be in. Like, no, I want to have intercourse with you. It's like, what university are we enrolling in? And it's like,
oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Parental approval. Would our Christian immigrant parents approve of Jack? And I'll be honest.
Just bring in a dead guy.
The answer is a big old goose egg. No. I don't think so. He's a giant skeleton. Even if his personality, if my parents could get past his appearance, his personality-wise, this naive little guy who just like kind of stampedes to a conversation.
My parents barred me from celebrating Halloween like most of my life.
Same.
At least 19 years.
Shout out to religious trauma, everybody.
Woohoo.
If you got religious trauma, put your hands in the air.
Calvin Harris song.
My favorite Calvin Harris song, Religious Trauma.
I feel like
it's where he just remixes our God is an awesome God, but then puts 808s on it.
I think it's like a 3. I feel like his friendliness is like the really only thing going for him here.
Yeah. I'll you know what? I'll echo a 3. I think a 3 is fair.
Yeah, same here. I think if I could like just send pictures of him with like Snapchat filters over his face to like hide the fact that he's just a fucking skeleton.
Exactly.
He's still a man, so that's still dicey territory, but yeah.
I get it because you're DL. Understood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyways, we're going to take all these scores, put them into a big old gift, and soon we'll find out what the overall score for Jack Skellington is, because we're just going to do a quick pause for math.
Where have you been? Call a town meeting and I'll tell everyone all about it.
Happy holidays, seasons, greetings, and hello. I'm Kez, your editor, and this is the last episode of the year. I just want to take a quick second to thank all of you for listening, and to thank all our Ko-fi members for supporting us. Without further ado, thank you to Gwendolyn, Amelia G, Christian J, Daydore, Akima, Banhan, Zombifighter89, and Antonio Nivels. Our Ko-fi supporters can listen to the outtakes that didn't make it into this episode. You can head over to ko-fi.com/monsterloverpod and take a peek behind the curtain at our dysfunction. Now, you don't have to give us any money. It is enough that you listen to the show, and we only use it for emergencies and small equipment upgrades. If you want to see more from us, you can follow us on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, under the name Monster Lover Pod. And if you'd like to support us in ways that don't involve our Ko-fi, you can give us a rating on Spotify, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, or tell your friends to listen to the show. The more people we get listening, the better we'll feel about ourselves. There isn't like a one-to-one transaction on this sort of thing, but it would be cool. Anyway, that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of the episode, the rest of this year, and we'll see you when we see you.
All right, weird. We drank some eggnog. We got more festive. We curled up in more blankets. I put a blanket on Eli's chair. I hope you enjoy that one. It's a Snuggie.
It's a Snuggie. Okay.
I feel quite restricted, but it's fine.
Shh. Read the scores.
The scores for Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Cleric, we have a 5.5, me a 4.8, and Eli a 4.5, which gives Jack Skellington a 4.9. Not like a round nice number like 5, but 4.9 is in between. I still don't have the list in front of me. I have to look through every single episode. It is a 0.1 above Skulker, which is another like ghost skeleton situation. So
that's fair. I get that. But That's all for the sanctimonious singing Santa Claus Skellington. So, Eli, let me get you a little cup of eggnog and you can tell us your little suggestion for a musical.
Yeah, thanks so much. I hate milk, but I will drink this anyway.
Is it almond milk, Cleric? I also can't drink milk.
What's the fat content in this?
It's oat milk.
Ew.
Don't ew. It was all they had at Dollar Tree.
I need you to shop somewhere else. Maybe Dollar General might have had something else to provide to you.
Oh, we got Dollar General money now, huh?
Anyway, for mine, I picked a musical, Broadway musical that I've been pretty obsessed with for the last couple of years, I want to say. I love musicals that used to be movies. I freaking love Mean Girls, love Heathers. And this was a movie that I grew up with that I was absolutely obsessed with. It's hilarious. It is very inappropriate. It is Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
Intermission will soon end. Please find your way back to your seats.
A striped suit, a pale face, and a knack for ventriloquism. If you meet him, you're probably already dead, but don't worry, you've got some good company in Beetlejuice. Sure, he might try to kill your dad, and maybe he wants to scare people to death. And yeah, he's not fully corporeal, but don't worry, all you have to do is say his name 3 times. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
So, tell us about the whole being dead thing.
The whole being dead thing. So, Beetlejuice used to be a movie, or still is a movie that exists. Went to Broadway as a musical. Basically about this, it's sort of a dual story of like a couple is renovating their house and dies in the process. And sometime after they die, another couple and their daughter buys the house and is like renovating it, trying to make money off of it, all this other stuff. The original couple is now ghosts, and they meet this demon called Beetlejuice, who basically tells them if they want their house back, they need to scare the shit out of the people who live there now. Beetlejuice is very interesting character. He is extremely inappropriate at all times. He doesn't have a sense of boundaries when it comes to a lot of things. He's a demon. He's your typical extremely horny demon. And yeah, basically the movie is just it starts out them trying to scare the couple. They end up getting really close with the kid who can for some reason see them. And the kid who doesn't want to be there and wants their parents gone ends up in the end summoning Beetlejuice, and it gets worse. But yeah, highly recommend the movie. It probably doesn't hold up to today's standards, but I still watch it for nostalgia reasons. And the music is actually really good. It's sort of one of the few movie to musical ones where the music holds very true to the story and gives like some very much needed like depth, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I'll be real. I recently saw the original, and the original I didn't get the hype for, to be honest. The story, like the dad and the dad and the stepmom storyline, just they're just shitty parents, and I was like, the way they got their ending resolved, being like, now we all live together in harmony. I didn't really like, kind of thing, and so the music, I get the concept. The concept was cool, and some of the better things, and then Winona Ryder, I get it all.
Absolutely.
So it was the rest was kind of just like mid to me. So when I listened to some of the musical songs, like the whole being dead thing, Dead Mom, what is it? If What I Know Now, I think it is the one that Trisha Paytas dressed up as a couple years ago.
Oh my god,
that ruined that song for me. I'll be real.
Understandable.
But all those things added more depth to it. And so let me ask this. Because you've listened to the musical so often, what has been your favorite songs off the musical?
Favorite songs off the musical, probably number one is going to be Home, which is the song that Lydia sings sort of towards the end of the musical. The person playing Lydia pipes for days. absolutely demolishes the role, demolishes every fucking bar of every song. Outside of that, I also love Barbara 2.0 because I love the dynamic between Barbara and Adam throughout the entire thing and seeing them grow as individuals and as a couple, from like these very boring, plain people to people with depth and substance and purpose. Outside of that, I feel like there's a third one I was going to say. Yeah, the whole being dead thing is just a very good, like, I think shifting the like opening song to the whole being dead thing is such a like far off separation that it really like brings home sort of the tone of the musical in a way that yeah, it's just really good. It's really catchy and it's really raunchy. Yeah.
Cleric, this necessitates us being dead to some degree.
We run into some issues there. I will say, it does to some degree that we need to be dead because that's when most of the interactions happen. Or you're like Winona Ryder and you can see things.
Being a medium is so hard. I don't want to. Ichigo Kurosaki's life was it was hard. It was a hard life for him.
I will say, my family has. It wouldn't be this hard for me. I say because my family has some witches in it. They dabbled in brujeria and santeria when I was a child. So some of them do got the sight. So I don't know. I think I'd be able to slide on Beetlejuice. I will say the movie itself. I want to say this about Beetlejuice because let's get to him because the movie itself and the musical super interesting. Some great songs, some great belts, and the person who plays Beetlejuice in the Broadway one, like his voice, I like the graveliness about it. He's also now become like a famous voice actor. It's Alex something. I just forget the rest of his name. The problem is, Beetlejuice himself, not hot. Like, if we're going by Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, man is fuck ugly. Jesus. That is gross. The fucking hairline to the back of his skull. That's not good. He's a creep. He's a misogynist. He's a weirdo.
Oh, is he?
Oh, he's a genetic freak.
And he's not normal?
Not normal. No. He's just not good.
I feel I understand where you're coming from. I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, what are the traits of Beetlejuice that you find attractive if you do?
Damn, now I'm on the spot. So I like Beetlejuice's personality minus he's a dick. Like he's kind of a horrible, not kind of, he is a horrible person. But I feel like I would never have a dull moment with Beetlejuice. So I feel like that's sort of like, if he were not a misogynist, if he were not kind of terrible, it would balance it out a little bit. Because I like people who bring like fun and new things into my life, honestly. He's always there. If you're a person with abandonment issues, cough. You don't.
Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah, I see what this is. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't need to say anything else. But yeah, he's always going to be there. He's at the call of his name 3 times. He's going to show up like very easily. He has no choice actually but to show up. He's kind of legally bound to do so. So yeah.
Okay. So like, hey, he's got to show up every time. He's got to do. Okay. So here's how I picture Beetlejuice, if you don't mind. So I imagine you're down on your luck. You know, your ex just broke up with you. You moved out into your own little fucking apartment. You see this ad in a paper, flies on your window. You look on it. You're like, what the fuck is this? And it says, hey, companionship. Just call my name 3 times. Or not even that. You're in this new apartment. Say this new apartment. There's bugs. Bugs in your apartment. Gross. You're like, I need an exterminator. That's when the paper hits the wall. It's the window. Whoosh. You read it. Get rid of bugs free. Just call my name 3 times. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. You do that. Suddenly, knock on the door. Here he is. Wacky. Fun. He's the exterminator, but he's like a semi like daddy exterminator, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, oh, okay. But he's like, hey, I'll be here anytime you need. Anytime you need help, I'll be here in a straw of a hat. And he does that. And you just have these regular interactions, start doing all this stuff. But then you notice things about him. He's kind of gross. He's kind of crass. He's kind of rude. He says some vulgar thing. He's like, that's just my sense of humor, you know? That's what I like. It's like sometimes I say these things and I'm just like off the cuff. He definitely watches Bill Burr, you know, things like that. And it's one of those humor, like he's just like this.
Bill Burr. My God.
It's like he's kind of just like this blue collar worker, but also like the one that it says some things. So you're like, hey man, you're kind of pushing. He's like, that's just my sense of humor. I just like to do that. Like it's a joke. He's also kind of gross.
Okay,
in a
who
daddy
hasn't
sense.
dated someone who's kind of gross? Like, let's be real. Everyone has that one ex that all of your friends were like, okay, they were a little bit gross though. Like they chewed with their mouth open sometimes, or sometimes there were roaches that were just like surrounding them whenever they were in the room. Who knows? Everyone has that kind of ex, and I feel like we can't really hold that against him. And that's my truth.
That's a truth you can live. That is a truth you can go about, I guess. I'm not about it. I'll be real. Joe, what are your thoughts?
I don't have that much. I don't have any. I have never watched Beetlejuice. I've listened to some of the songs in the musical, but obviously out of context, it's crazy. And like mostly I'm focusing on like Lydia and her struggle, like dead mom, iconic, all these things. Just being able to just see one freak and nobody else can see this one freak. And it is very much like a Bloody Mary Candyman vibe that like is also kind of scary, but like he's already there. It's just, is the name evoking something for him, like a power?
So when you say his name 3 times, he is an incorporeal demon. He can only do so much, like as normal. When you say his name 3 times,
you give him
give him physicality. Yeah.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't he also have to? Why does he have to marry Lydia? What was that all about?
I don't remember. Here's the problem. The problem that I run into with the musical. I love this rule that says every musical has one song that you skip no matter what. Creepy Old Guy is that song on this musical. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in there we get the explanation of why he has to do it. I think it's so that he doesn't have to like depend on someone else to be real.
Yeah, I think it's because if you unsummon him by saying his name, I think it's backwards 3 times or another 3 times, it'll unsummon him.
You could I don't know.
Yeah. You do something the opposite of it, or you say his name again 3 times. Like you have to say, I think it is. You have to say his name again 3 times to de-summon him. And so if he marries Lydia, he doesn't have to do that anymore. And so that's where he can stay in the realm forever. So we are getting into a thing. He's weird. He's weird. And I will be real, that low responsibility for me. But if, say, we who fuck with like a crusty old man, sometimes your daddy, sometimes you fuck with a daddy,
sometimes you're an old man enjoyer, and there's nothing really wrong with that sometimes.
And if you want to marry him in his old crusty daddiness, you can. Not my cup of tea.
He's eager to marry.
But let's
if you want a husband, let's go into the scale.
Let's go into the scale. But if you want a husband, possibility. This is one of the times where even though I don't like a monster, I'm going to say this is a 10 out of 10. Why do I say that? 1, he wants to be in the real world. And 2, all you got to do is say his name 3 times. And he is there. I think under those 2 prerequisites, he is somebody you can easily encounter and possibly interact with. I, unfortunately, think this is a 10 out of 10. By the metrics of the scale only.
This is how I win, everyone. Listeners at home, this is how I win.
But, okay. So, is it if you are able to see ghosts, or if you just say Beetlejuice's name?
If anyone says Beetlejuice 3 times, then he appears. It's just easier for him to convince you if you
can already see him. Is it like a cryptid phenomenon situation, like a Bloody Mary thing that like throughout like town, or like it's like a cultural understanding that like this is something that can happen and has happened?
I don't think so. I think it's something that just like
comes up like a demon.
I would make the argument that yes, it's one of those things where a demon puts like the information to you, because the reason Steve and like his wife know about it the first time because they got an ad for Beetlejuice. Like Beetlejuice sent them an ad about it.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then
can market himself.
Yeah, he can somewhat interact with the real world and try to get people to summon him. So it is that he's constantly sending out like feelers to get people to do it. So I would say that's where my argument here is, that it's extremely possible because he's actively encouraging people to summon him. So I think by the rules of the scale, this is a 10 out of 10 because it's entirely possible and he interacts with the real world, and all you have to do is say his name 3 times. It has to be spoken unbroken.
I don't want to give it to Eli. I'm just kidding.
It's too bad. Hand it over.
I think it's more complicated than just giving it a 10.
Yeah, you can put some more restrictions on it. I'm not telling you no, but this is from my interpretation of our busted ass stupid scale. I think
I'll give it a 9.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 9. This misogynist is going to fly through our ranks, and I want us to think about it.
That's unfortunate. I'll be real. Every other rank is going to be low. I don't like him, but I have to be impartial. I am looking at it through the metrics, through the numbers.
Eli?
He's getting a 10.
You're sick, dog. You're sick.
I quite literally set y'all up for this. I just want you to know. That was my plan the whole time.
And honestly, I am the person that would summon a demon into the world if I could.
Exactly. Yeah. So attractiveness. How attractive is Beetlejuice? Now, Eli, I want to hear your answer for this.
Is he tall?
He's like, how tall is he?
Here's the thing. I've never imagined Beetlejuice as tall. I've always imagined him like average height or short king. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 5'4", walking up to you.
Yeah.
In his pinstripe suit.
I'm 5'4".
Imagine Joe, pinstripe suit, green lipstick, hair all the way back to the fucking back of your skull.
He's different though.
He's different.
He's not like other guys.
Give us the number.
Yeah, I want to hear the number.
Give you the number. 6.
Michael Keaton.
That's a modest, that's a good, humble answer.
He's a misogynist, so it can't go too high. Like,
No.
I can't.
I'll be real. That's super high for a misogynist. I'll
just a bit above average.
Live your life. I ain't about to.
The thing is, I know I always say that I can fix him. Y'all both know me very well. I always say I can fix him. I can actually train Beetlejuice. I am fully confident in that ability because all I have to do is say his name 3 times again. He's out.
Okay.
And I bring him back. Keep on being misogynistic.
And
keep
he
on
gets
saying
it.
Shit.
He understands the way of the world, his world. These are his rules.
He gets what he needs to do. Okay, you can make. That's a choice you can make.
Yeah. What's yours?
She's a 2.
Oh, for sure. For absolutely sure. I'll be real. That's maybe even less than a 2. No, that's a 2. I think a 2 is fair. I'm not really seeing any redeeming qualities from him. I'll give this a 1.5. Actually, I'm gonna do it less. There's nothing about this man that makes me want to fucking do anything about it.
We hate you, Eli.
Actually, Eli, I fucking hate. Get off this fucking podcast.
Oh my god,
this is targeted harassment.
Yes,
you got a 10. No, targeted harassment. You're right. You got 2 10s out the grate. I don't want to hear it.
You said before we got to the rest of the scale, I'm giving the rest low numbers. So I see you.
It's not
possible.
See you
for
it's not your
prejudice that you bring. I see you.
You let a plumber in here. A plumber who can teleport into your home. Ass
He's
crack
good at
out.
pipes.
Plumbers are nice.
Listen, I don't like working on my house. If a plumber arrives, cool, awesome. He can stay.
He can marry me so that he can be my plumber forever. Yeah, audacity.
Pretty audacious. You're fucking a demon you've summoned into the world to come.
Yeah,
he does want to marry.
He is like silly little guy energy, but like that's Mephistopheles has the same vibe.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a silly little guy. You're trying to come into the world and
you can't put that on me all of a sudden, and I'm in a vulnerable situation where my parents suck.
Or my dead mom. Mm-hmm. Dead mom. I love singing all these songs and not in the right rhythm or
not knowing anything whatsoever.
All I know is like a couple phrases from them, and I'm just
dead mom.
Dead mom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give this a 4. I think a 4 is so fair.
I was thinking 4 too.
I'm going 5.
That's
I feel like 4 is just a little bit too low.
You're just trying to just boost the
No,
numbers.
I get it.
I agree with everything that y'all are saying. I feel like it's a little too low.
All right. Finally, parental approval. Would our Christian
God.
immigrant parents approve if we walk through the door with Beetlejuice?
I'm just a little guy. I'm a demon.
He's the
just
whole
say my
being
name 3
dead thing.
times.
For the record, he would threaten to kill them.
Yeah.
So what's here your number?
Why do you keep doing this to me?
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to hear me out when I say this.
Oh, don't
Okay.
hear me out.
Okay.
I
Don't
want
fucking
you to hear me out when I say this.
Okay.
6.5.
You're
Listen. Listen. Okay.
Have you brought worse men to them?
Yes. Mind you, I don't speak to my parents, but I have definitely dated
Same.
much worse men than Beetlejuice.
Same.
this is not good.
Powerful.
He's powerful.
He's powerful. He's responsive.
He's a
He'll never
businessman.
leave me alone.
Actually,
he's a businessman.
he's a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't okay. Cool. Again, if he walked through the door and is being like, "Hey, mom, you got nice tits. I own a business." It's like
He's not a skeleton.
Oh, no, you said that. Now I have to. Shit, fuck.
Hey, mama, let me see them
5.5.
titties.
I have to change to 5.5.
Okay.
Because that's what he's gonna say. He's gonna go up to your mom and smack her on the
Because
ass.
as soon as he hits on my mom, it's over. Like that's
So
yeah.
okay, this is actually something I want to talk about. Hitting on your mom only lowered him by a point. So
leave me alone.
Anyway,
I
I think this is a 3.5 for me. Just keeping it safe.
A lot of This is another one for me. To be very honest, to be fair,
You hate me so bad.
This is not about you.
Taking it personally.
Kind of, a little bit.
It's about my parents. But I don't think, I think if I walked through the door with Beetlejuice, they'd immediately scream and they'd have a problem with it. Even if they were cool ghosts, I think they'd just be a
like,
problem.
you gotta go. You
I
just
get
your
that.
vibe, it's so bad.
That makes sense.
He looks like Nikola Tesla. Get him out of here.
Why Nikola Tesla? Why not Thomas Edison?
No, he looks like Albert Einstein. Mistakes were made.
Let's get those numbers in, huh?
This
has been exhausting.
Everybody, let's say it every time. All together now. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Together we'll exterminate, assassinate! The finer points can wait, but first you gotta say my name.
Let's never do that again. Let's never summon that man again. He definitely came in and just stole pairs of my underwear.
He actually took the faucet.
Yeah. And then he also took my socks. I'm sorry about your house, Eli. I know summoning Beetlejuice probably wasn't the best idea.
No, I would have rather you did it outside. But we're going with it. We're going with the flow here.
It's kind of odd that he added more pumpkins.
Yeah, but at least these ones aren't rotting.
Okay.
Yet.
We're real picky now, huh? Anyways,
Yes.
Joe, what's the math? What's the math here?
The math is for Cleric, for Beetlejuice. Cleric got a 4.1. I got a 4.6. And a whole 2 points above that with Eli is a 6.6.
Eli.
Which gives Beetlejuice a 5.1 altogether.
That's so foul. I'm gonna be real. I'm
You're foul.
upset. I'm upset.
I'm glad that we put it down so much.
That is so 2 points higher than everyone else.
It could have been worse.
So
It shouldn't have been.
Gantu and Beetlejuice have the same score.
You put Beetlejuice. That's wild. That's so wild. All right.
I'm so glad that I
Beetlejuice
could mess
is
up y'all's rankings.
Beetlejuice is 0.2 points below the King in Yellow.
Below? You said below?
Below.
Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. As long as my pick is higher.
All
The
right.
pick for this episode is lower.
I don't care. In the long run, you have 1 win. I have 7. I don't need to.
I have
You're
super.
stacking the numbers.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, Joe, it's time to unwrap your gift, the gift you brought to this little festive fun house. Now that we're filled with pumpkins and sock stealings and the faucet gone.
I bring to all of you an automaton.
What?
The show will be ending soon. Please be sure to pick up heavy trash.
The amazing Karnak is a fortune-telling automaton that can divine the exact place and time of one's death. with a purple velvet placemat and a purple velvet voice. He is the arbiter of his own arcade limbo, separate from any god's afterlife. Polite, snarky, omniscient, his puppeteering is unfortunately still limited to family-friendly settings. Also, it's not clear if he loves astrology, but he sure does know it.
I am screaming because I literally was thinking about him right before the episode. I was like, that would have been a good backup.
Who is this?
So this is a literal bound to an amusement park fortune-telling automaton, a Zoltan machine. Because of the family-friendly setting that this amusement park has basically forced him under, like those are his specific specs, he can't tell the people their exact time and place of death. And the musical Ride the Cyclone essentially is about these 6 teenagers who are from the same like Catholic school, essentially. He tells the fortune of all of them, but can't tell them that, hey, don't ride the loop-de-loop. It's going to fucking crash and fall and you're all going to die. Like he just can't say it because of the limitations on the human world that have been put on him, with which he decides to abide by, despite the fact that he's all-knowing. He knows everyone's birthday. He knows everyone's full names. So this is a situation where it's not like a guy who literally doesn't know a goddamn anything, and it's not a guy who looks like he hasn't slept in 14 years. This is a guy who knows, literally, this is a genius. Or I don't know about genius, but someone who is omniscient and is burdened with omniscience. He is polite, he apologizes, but he is tricky like a fae. Kind of, I guess, that similar thing of like a genie, be careful what you wish for, that sort of thing. Like in one situation, there's a girl who is like asking questions for like the entirety of the group. And then he says, you've used up your 3 questions. And she was like, well, I didn't know that was, those were the parameters. And all Karnak says is, I said it after the fact. So I still said it. So he's quippy. He's like snarky and a little annoying in that regard is the thing, which honestly could be better or worse than somebody who doesn't know a goddamn thing or somebody who just, eats salami off the floor.
I did that one time. Okay.
I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't putting you specifically on blast, but Karnak has a very hot voice.
Okay, so
but is a puppet.
Okay, so here are a couple questions I have. One,
okay,
what musical is this from?
Ride the Cyclone. It's like an hour and a half long. I don't think there's an intermission for it. It's like it's been on off Broadway for like hundreds of times, and I believe it. I don't know. I can't recall exactly like what the situation is.
Okay,
but they get it's a very meta musical
because it sounds like the beginning of Saw 4.
Kind of.
To be honest, that's one of the only Saw movies I tend to avoid because it made me afraid of roller coasters for a while.
That's really interesting because they mentioned Saw 5 in the musical even.
I mean, yeah, because that is I think Saw 4 or 5 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Is the one about the pharmaceutical company.
No, 5 is the pharmaceutical company where they go on the bridge and that shit collapses. That one, wild, prequel, weird. The other not Saw. I'm sorry. I'm saying Saw over the Ghost. It's fucking Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Dear God. I've been saying fucking Saw. It's Final Destination. Yeah.
I was like, wow, there are roller coasters in Saw. That's interesting. And I haven't seen any of the movies, so.
In Final Destination 4, it's the roller coaster with Mary Winslet or whatever, the one who was dating Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, right. Cool.
So she and her friends go on the roller coaster, literally, I think the Cyclone, and then they die from being like stuck up the top. Some of them drop down, some of them get hit while on there. They all die on the roller coaster. So I think I bring this all up because I think it's a very, one, that would freak me out. That's a wacky and fucking weird concept for a musical. And 2, you want me to fucking amusement park ride?
He's not a ride. He's an attraction.
That doesn't make it better.
He's a carny.
Oh, you want me to fuck a carny?
He's a carny that's also kind of God, but also he has a limitation on his life because a rat. So he knows his own time and place of death.
Gross, dog.
He knows his own time and. Can I speak? Okay.
A carny.
He knows his own time and place of death. That's something that he very humbly, puts out there. Like, I wish I could have saved these kids. I wish I could have let them know that, but because of my own limitations, despite being omniscient, he's also still kind of well-rounded or grounded in the fact that like he has these limitations, which I can appreciate in like any, like all eldritch creatures, demons, ghost spirits, they all have that one thing that makes them kind of like completely vulnerable if people don't know about it, or if they do, blah, blah, blah. A rat is chewing on his electrical wires, and that's how he's going to die, because it's going to kill him and the rat.
Okay.
The voltage on this baby is enough to kill one rat.
So, okay, wild. Eli, what are your thoughts? Because you know this musical a bit.
You know this musical.
Yeah, I watched this musical for the first time last year for my partner's birthday because it's one of their favorite musicals.
Yes.
Claire, you're not going to understand this because you haven't seen the musical, but I walked out. We got done with the musical, and I was like, I'm going to be so honest with y'all. If I were Ocean, who is like the worst character in existence, really, just very, very much try-hard school child, who kind of will step over and on her
She's
friends
Catholic,
to get ahead.
Jewish, and Buddhist.
Mm-hmm. Ocean, in the end, spoilers for Red Cyclone, Ocean, in the end, is the one who decides who gets to move on, who gets to basically come back to life after everything. And I was like, even after all of the beautiful songs and all of the like, oh, they definitely deserve this more than me, I still would have chosen myself.
Damn.
I still would have chosen myself. I am selfish. I recognize that about myself when it comes to dying. And I don't think that's a problem. But
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
This is such an odd, because I'm looking at pictures of him at the moment, because I'm looking at I'm looking at several things. And I have a couple questions that are coming to mind.
Okay.
First question to you, Joe. What does Zartan sing? Are there any songs in the musical that draw you towards him? Karnak, whatever.
He doesn't sing. He narrates like basically completely, and he has like an exclusive like speaking role throughout all the songs that the kids kind of narrate their own lives about, because in this limbo, essentially, Karnak decides that because he couldn't warn them, his warped, eldritch mind almost is like, so I'm going to make them all kind of vote on who should survive, because he can only save one of them and like bring them back to life.
And so Ocean decides that she herself is going to live, because they're all like, Ocean, you decide. And she was like, suck my fucking dick, y'all.
At first, Karnak was like,
should.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
At first, Karnak is like, it's a unanimous vote, and then he changes it retroactively to say, now, Ocean, you're the worst person in this fucking room. You're gonna choose. And Ocean selflessly chooses the girl who lost her head in the roller coaster accident, so she doesn't remember anything about herself.
Is that the ballad? Because I'm looking at the songs right now. Is that the Ballad of Jane Doe? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That
cool.
song rewired every chemical in my brain.
Why?
It very recently ended up on one of my character playlists. I love it so much.
Oh God, because it's about this girl who doesn't know who she is in death, and she can't even die, like knowing if she was a good person or not. And the point of the unanimous vote and like the voting, even the concept, is for all of the kids to make their case to each other about who should be the one who gets to like move on. And Ocean's whole thing is social Darwinism. She's like, all of you are fucking like, low-class citizens or whatever, or like second-rate whatever human beings. And at the very end, Ocean is like, I lived my life. I loved my life, but Jane, she doesn't remember her life. She doesn't know what any of it is, and she could be saved and she could be remembered, because in her death, no parents picked her up because they couldn't identify her.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So the Ballad of Jane Doe is about like, why did this happen to me specifically?
Okay. So I want to bring it back. I'm going to give it a listen soon. Actually, maybe after this, after our little holiday.
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to him.
So here, is it all songs? Okay, we're getting off track. We're getting off track to the point of this conversation, which is the monster, which is
yes,
Zalrak.
Karnak.
Karnak. I don't fucking Karnak. So I want to drop to the scale. We've talked about the musical incident. I want to drop to the scale for a possibility for Karnak. And here's where I'm going to stick to the same thing where I was like, the rules of our scale. This is not that possible. Karnak, I want to describe, because in Attractus, I'll describe what I think Karnak is, but in the scale itself, possibility, this is a man trapped in a booth in a random amusement park that you have to go to. The odds of fucking that man, this eldritch being that can only answer 3 questions, that's it, is so low.
You don't have to ask him any questions.
Mm-mm.
You're just gonna fucking finger blast him in the middle of the park?
Yeah.
Huh?
The question also becomes finger blast what? Because he's only a torso, 2 arms, and a head.
Yeah, you
Like,
get it.
below the
I can take the case off. I'll become a custodian.
This is me sticking my hand in all his wiring, be like, you like that? Is this what gets you off?
The
We just
robot
like-
aspect could also be interesting because I like the more unconventional
Let me lube up the
style of
gears.
intimacy. I just need the voice.
Okay, so you can just do an audio. What is it? An audio file, and you just have the voice that helps you get off.
Yeah. And I'm just a complete freak pervert at the music
Yeah, I was
park
about to bring it
who
up. In
is
the
the
middle of the
exclusive person who just like talks to my face pressed against Karnak's like glass.
Just in the middle of a
Scaring
carnival.
everyone else away.
Yeah, and just like just jerking off in front of the fortune telling machine.
Yeah, completely. Exactly. Which is why this is a 9.
What? 9? Hey, no way. I'm sorry. No, it's not. It can't be.
I just have to show up. It's in Saskatchewan, which is like where is that in the East Coast? Like, isn't that East Coast Canada? I could be completely lying.
Saskatchewan, I think, is in Canada. I think that's.
I obviously fucking yeah, but I was saying, it's like absolutely nowhere near where we are.
West.
Yeah, that's where Total Drama Island takes place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Saskatchewan, Canada.
I'm stupid. Don't know anything about Canada. Whatever. Whatever. I can fly out. I can drive. I could drive to Canada.
So let me get this straight. Let me put this all into perspective. You are going to plan a road trip, pack your bags, get your tickets, fly on out to the other side of Canada from where we're located, which is East Coast, where we're hanging out at.
It's not exactly.
East Coast.
It's not exactly all the way.
Shut the fuck up. We're going over there. We're flying on a fucking plane. You get off the plane. You're finding this. You're renting a car, driving to a random amusement park in the middle of Saskatchewan, getting out, paying for a ticket at the park, go inside of it, find this random fortune-telling machine, and not ask you 3 questions, not talk to it, but instead, in the middle of a crowded park, start fucking drilling yourself crazy in front of it while listening to it say, reading your fortune.
I could, what degree do I need to become a carny? What qualifications do I need to have? Yeah. I could just become...
You need to get less education to be a carny.
You need to get less education?
Carnies don't... I'm sorry. I mean mean to carnies. No, I apologize,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't need anything to end up working there.
Okay. Again, other scenario here. You're dropping everything, becoming a carny.
Yeah.
Like running the stands or running a booth, doing like the balloon toss or whatever. So that when the park closes, you can again play the upright bass in front of this fucking fortune-telling machine.
The rat in the musical plays the bass.
The rat.
The fuck did you say to me?
The rat that kills Karnak plays the bass.
If we were in person, if you weren't across the room right now, I'd
you
hit you.
Sock me. You would sock me right in the face.
I'd fucking hit. I'm holding back because you just
speaking of misogyny.
Ooh.
So what's everybody else's score for possibility? What are we feeling?
I'm finding it wild that you put this on the same level as having to say a demon's name 3 times. But
yeah,
it is.
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. I'm sorry.
I think so.
I'm sorry. I'm being.
I think it is. I think it's basically the same thing. I think it's the same thing.
I'm trying to control my anger. I apologize. I didn't mean to yell.
No, you're fucking not.
I think we have to allow each other our delusions, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It just requires me to uproot my entire life for this fortune-telling automaton whose communications are limited until the amusement park closes.
3.5.
I don't know anything about technology. I don't know anything about wiring, but I'll figure it out.
I
would love to know when I die.
2. It's a 2. I'm not.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
That's fine.
There's such a. I'm so stunned.
My 9 will skew this score.
I know. This is so horrendous.
Oh, God.
Let's move on. Attractiveness. How attractive?
No. Oh, Eli, what's your score?
I said 3.5.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Got it. Okay.
You're fine. You're totally fine. He doesn't have a bottom half. He doesn't have a bottom half.
He doesn't.
That's all I gotta say.
I want to hear your score, Joe, because I don't know where to go from here. I'm gonna be so honest. We've reached an impasse of I don't know what I can say to change your mind, but even if
you're
you
not
do,
going to.
I feel stunned. So I want to know. This is more like I'm watching the trolley problem, and I can't do anything to fucking stop you.
That is so crazy. You are insane.
I want to see what you choose. What is your choice here?
7.
7?
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty low for all the shit that I'm saying.
No, it is. No bottom half. Can't have sex. He's just has he's just a bearded fucking.
He can. Just not. It's just completely going to be unconventional in the ways that are not, ideal for either of you. It's completely fine for me. I am not the one with the hang up here.
I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like I'm losing control.
Give me a score. Just say a number. Any number. Above a 5, preferably.
No, you're not getting above a 5 for this. This is another 2. This is
okay.
This is I'm fucking a crane game.
Yeah, kind of.
Don't be positive. Don't count that as a positive.
Eli?
5.
5.
He's got a beard.
What are your requirements, Eli? Tall, has a beard. What is this?
I feel like this is normal. I feel like you should just accept that these are the facts. Tall, has a beard. That's all I really need.
Man, woman, non-binary.
Yeah, tall beard.
Audacity. How audacious it is to fuck this monster.
0.5.
I'm gonna echo that. I'll be real. This is very audacious. This is a game in the middle
it's a
stationary.
It's a stationary. Yeah, sedimentary. No, it's a stationary
sentimental
machine. It's a booth. It's a booth that is so easily accessible. Has a hot place in a busy busy park.
Amusement park in Saskatchewan, Ontario.
It's not Ontario, you fucking idiot.
Get off my fucking why are we acting like I'm in the wrong here?
Because you're literally in the wrong. Saskatchewan is the I don't know what it's called, province or something. I'm sorry to Canadians. You just gotta show up.
That
you can literally only ask.
You are having public sex. You have to have public sex.
No.
That is the only way that you're having sex with this thing. It has to be public.
I can wait. I can sneak in. I can wait after hours.
That's more audacious now. You've added another element to make it more audacious.
But if I
you're committing a crime, you have to get a job there.
Yeah, you're right.
You're just adding more and more hurdles. What the fuck are you talking about? You can't be this. You're not making it easier. You're adding more.
I think it's a 4 in that case because it's same kind of thing as Beetlejuice, in my opinion.
It's not. I'm telling you, as your friend, I'm on my hands.
Beetlejuice is a demon, and Karnak is some kind of very limited god situation.
Who's also a robot.
With
no bottom half.
Parental approval. I don't.
No, Eli, Cleric, what was your score for?
I gave a 0.5, same as Eli.
0.5. Okay,
I gave the same. This is extremely audacious.
Good to know. No problem.
Don't good to know me. I don't like this fucking attitude you're taking right now. I don't know what it is. I'm not a fan of what's happening at this moment. Parental approval. When our Christian immigrant parents approve, if you somehow magically, but actually no. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm imagining. Here's my brain with it. Mm-hmm. You've taken your parents to visit Karnak, who is stationarily stuck at this park and pointing at a crane game and saying, that's my boyfriend.
This is the Japanese guy who married Hatsune Miku.
Yes.
It's me.
You've married Hatsune Miku fortune teller.
Yeah.
So, again, I turned to you.
And I did say
Mhm.
that when I asked my mom how she felt about astrology, she said, I believe in Jesus. That was just her answer to that question.
So yeah, what's your mom's feelings on Hatsune Miku? Break that down for me.
She doesn't like Japanese things, anything. It's going to be a 2.
Thank you. I feel like that's extremely reasonable in the most unreasonable sense.
Yeah. Because I feel like the call to my parents to be like, hey, this is my blah, blah, blah. And he just says, welcome to the amusement park.
Yeah. There's no way you can, I'll be real, there's no way you can call because he can only answer, he can only ask or answer 3 questions. He's stationary. He's going to appear in the box and he can only say phrases. I'll be so real with you. This is another 0.5.
Makes sense.
What did I give Beetlejuice for parental approval?
5.5.
Y'all are going to hate me. It's a 5.
How?
That's so interesting.
I need you to break it down.
Actually, it's a 6.
What?
1. It's really the same reasons that I said Beetlejuice was as high as Beetlejuice was. I moved it to a 6 because Karnak is not a misogynist. And Karnak isn't going to hit on my mom. So...
Are your parents okay with you dating Hatsune Miku? Like, is that like...
Could be.
Could be? Okay. You haven't talked to them in 10 years, Eli. Maybe you have parents, maybe you don't.
Who knows? There's utility there. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like there is something that they can get out of it, and my parents are very selfish people. So it kind of balances out with the whole this is an amusement park attraction. Honestly, they probably feel the same way about me having feelings for men. They're like, this is what
Eli, I think I know what the core of this is, which is you want to know when your enemies die.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, and then you can just not tell them, and then they just watch, and then just be like, I was the bearer of that information, but I'm not legally liable to give them any of that information.
What does this have to do with your parental approval?
My parents...
I think your parents are, if they are also spiteful people, they might want to know too.
It's genetic.
I sometimes wonder...
You are perishing right now.
I sometimes wonder why we do this, you know? Is this really worth all the effort just to exist in this?
Well, we have all the math that I've been calculating with an abacus, so if you don't fucking transition us into the next scene, I'll get so fucking mad at you.
I'm going to chug this eggnog, and then I'm going to go, we can just pause for math, and then once I'm back, we can just finish this up.
Okay.
Life is meaningless, and certainly it's written by a fool. Shakespeare.
As there is nothing more base than death, I've decided for tonight's entertainment, Virgil shall play the bass.
All right, that's a lot of eggnog, but Joe, read off them scores.
Okay. For the amazing Karnak cleric, you got a 1.3. I got a 5.5, and Eli with a 3.8.
Such a jump.
Which gives the amazing Karnak a 3.5.
Ain't no fucking way.
That's 0.5 above Dracula. That's
above Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Above Bram Stoker's Dracula. It is a 1 whole point below Beelzebub Girl.
I always love the difference. Beelzebub Girl.
And then I believe 0.1 below Alien from the Untamed, the tentacle monster.
Oh, okay. There's a lot to process in all of these things. So, I don't know. There's so much to process, and you've given me.
Do you, just for you, Cleric, do you want the loser or the winner first today?
Sure. Let's do the loser today.
Today, for this Christmas episode that apparently was decided arbitrarily.
I like Christmas.
Do you?
Nah, I could tell you to leave it, to be honest.
Our loser for today is the amazing Karnak with a 3.5.
Which, again, he's very stationary. To anyone else, this would be an impossibility.
I'm stationary too. I don't leave my house.
That don't count. That is not what that means. All right. But yeah, it's stationary. It makes sense that it's not that high.
For our mid today is Jack Skellington with a 4.9.
Which, in the long run, compared to the other two options, I don't think is as mid as it should be. but he is naive. He doesn't have a penis, and your first gay.
He does.
He doesn't have. He may or may not have a penis up in the air.
There we go.
But this is how.
Beetlejuice definitely has a
Beetlejuice definitely has a schlong on him. Speaking of that,
our winner, and a pretty good run for guest winners this go around. Beetlejuice with a 5.1.
How you feeling about that, Eli? How do you feel about winning this episode?
I want to say that I feel so good about it, but I have brought a misogynist into the winning ranks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like competing emotions right now. On the bright side, I beat Cleric. So
yeah.
Well, those are the little victories are what you need. And I think it's time we wrap up this little festive party, put everything away, put Eli back in the closet while we clean up and get out of here. Don't worry.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. So before I put you in the closet back again, got anything you want to tell the people?
Yeah. I'm Eli Elliot. You can find me everywhere on the internet at ReliableElliot, where I talk about TTRPGs. That's pretty much it most of the time, unless I'm screaming about something else. I'm a pro GM. I'm a TTRPG performer. I'm a project manager. Hire me, invite me to your games. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Eli.
Thank you for having me in my own home.
Yeah, shut up.
In the closet.
Lock the door. All right. Well, let's get on out of here, Joe. I'm glad that we were able to have a little bit of a party to avoid talking about that.
Oh, what again?
You know, the envelope we got last time summoning us, or probably summoning us to, the bosses.
It doesn't mean anything.
You think they forgot about it?
If you just ignore debt collectors, what are they going to do?
I think you're right. I think they're just going to leave us alone. No issues.
No issues.
No issues. All right. If that's the case, we should be good and we'll have another fantastic year. No problems.
Absolutely none.
Yeah. Not a single consequences for any of our actions. Yeah. No changes, no problems, no consequences.
No growth.
Absolutely no changes necessary. So let's get on out of here before we get in trouble for breaking and entering.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Sorry, RK.
Bye.
Your hilarious hosts have been Cleric and Josephine, who you can find online under the names at Cleric_34 and at ScaryDogFriend. Today's editor has been me, Kez, and character designs are by Ribby, who goes by Art by Ribby. Thank you to Gwendolyn Kelly for our marketing strategy. You can find her under the name Glitchy_Pixie. Finally, thank you to Soren for the use of the song Fiction/Reality by Hypnosister as our intro and outro song. You can find him under the name BunHunVT. Find us everywhere under the name Monster Lover Pod. And until next time, monster fuckers.
Nice.
Good game. Damn me up. Come my hand.
Mm-mm.
Shake my hand.
Slap your hand down, actually.